with you here again. It's June 3rd, 2020. Down here in Culpeper, Virginia today. Finished up my delivery up in Manassas. That load we had out of Boise, Idaho. We picked up last Friday. I could have made it down there on the 2nd. Most likely I would have had about an hour left on my 70 by the times that I had on with the way things worked out. Like I said, I did contact the receiver down there, and my contact, he was cool with me delivering it on the 3rd, so that kind of, I was able, my house was on the way down here, so I was able to stop by the house. I got home early Monday morning, and I left out at 1 a.m. Earlier this morning here on the 3rd, and made it down there, got that delivered. And I ended up kind of lucking out, because I was kind of worried I was going to drive back home, and it's only 5.5 hours, 350 miles or so, so it would have been the end of the world. But I found a cabinet load down here in Culpeper, Virginia, which is only like 35 miles. Pretty good rate on it. The load board rate was like $3.15, so I think it's got 3 stops up by Harrisburg, PA, then 2 more kind of on the western side of Pittsburgh, a little west of Pittsburgh, so not only about an hour and 15 minutes from home. But the total load board rate on it was like almost $1,500. I did the math for me to the truck, it'd be about a little over $1,000, and it's roughly 500 miles or so, and I'll be back home Friday afternoon. So I mean, I wouldn't have got back home, I would have stayed down here tonight anyways, or somewhere in Virginia, and I wouldn't have got back home till tomorrow, Thursday anyways. So basically for an extra day and a half, throwing an extra $1,000 back in my pocket, so that pay for that tire that we had to change out in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And I'm still waiting on the price. They didn't take it out of my settlement for this week, so I just got settlement this week for that load. Ended up on that load from Upper Sandusky, Ohio, up to had one stop up in Ingleside, Illinois, northwest of Chicago there, and we went to Twin Falls. It had 2 stops, so I had the one in Illinois, then terminated out in Twin Falls, Idaho. So on that one, after with excluding my truck payment and my other insurance that I take, my $135, my deposit from Landstar was a little over $2,400 on that one. So not too bad on that for basically 3 days, I think is what we had into that one. Even if I take out half a truck payment, or $500 or so on that, we're still doing almost 2,000 or just under. So this one here, I'm actually going to get next week's settlement. We'll get the load from Boise to Virginia, or Boise, Idaho to Manassas, Virginia. That'll be on a settlement, plus this cabinet load will be an extra $1,000, so it should be a pretty healthy payday. So I'm thinking for about a week-and-a-half trip or so, which I got back home for a 34, and basically 2 days out of that week-and-a-half. So I mean, I was only on the road about 8 days basically. I think we're going to be close to $6,000 of revenue or so, give or take. But we'll get into the specifics once I'll do an update on those settlements next week. We've kind of had some stuff come up with our farmhouse that we rent out. Our tenants, they're buying a house, and we've been kind of looking at doing an addition to that house and moving back over there anyways, and selling this other house that we have. So my wife and I were going to kind of talk about that, and kind of the pros and cons and the numbers all behind that, about this house, this new house we had built in a development about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. And so we're going to go over that, but we had a realtor come yesterday when I was at home about putting that other, the newer house up for sale, and so we're going to get that listed, and I'm actually going to be home. When I get back home on Friday afternoon, I'm going to stay home probably till the following Monday, so I'll be home for about a week and a half, so we can get everything ready to get that house listed and get that on the market, and try to get the rest of these other, had a couple of the videos I wanted to do at the house on the trucking business. Like I said, I've been talking to y'all about the time management thing. I've been dragging my feet on that, but it's just been this last this load here. I mean, I think I was a little over 4,500 miles basically in 7 or 8 days. I'll show you on the Qualcomm here the mileage numbers. They're not too shabby, but other than that, I'll show you those. Then like I said, down here in Culpeper, I'll show you guys the location out here outside. So if you ever get a cabinet load out of Culpeper, Virginia, you can actually come on site here. They got a big area, it's real quiet. You can park down here because most of these loads pick up later at night. This one here that I had was supposed to be ready at 2300, 11 p.m. But I just went in and checked the mailbox, and the trailer, it's already ready. but I'm not going to leave out of here until about 3 or 4 in the morning or so, and run up by Harrisburg. So it's only 3.5 hours, but I want to get up there about 7 or so. So probably leave out of here about 3:30 or something, so get another 6-7 hours of sleep in here, so kind of catch up, because like I said, the last said a lot of miles in a short time. So, but I'll show you all the Qualcomm and what kind of numbers or the mileage we were doing. Then after that, we'll kind of get out. One other thing I wanted to tell you guys too about the last video I did, where I was talking about some of the pre-trip tips with checking your hubs and wheels and stuff like that, or your tires for hot, for them being hot. I just want to put out if everything's hot, everything's uniform, and like you just came over, Cabbage Hill or something out on I-84 in Oregon down into the Pendleton there. Yeah, everything's going to be a little bit warmer, but what you're looking for with that is something something that sticks out, something that's like everything else is cool, and you got one axle that's warm, or on your steer you got, the driver's side's cool, but the passenger side, the curb side, if it's hot, is what you're kind of looking for. You're looking for something out of the ordinary. I mean, if everything's warm, I mean, if you've been going down a grade or something and doing some excessive braking, yeah, you're probably going to see everything's going to be, your tires might be warmed up. Or if you're down in Phoenix in July or August and it's 120 degrees, I mean, obviously everything's going to get a lot warmer then with that ambient temperature rise. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I mean, that just to clarify, like I said, if everything's warm, I wouldn't be as concerned. But like I said, if you got everything's cold and you got one Pacific hub or one tire that's heating up and everything else is cool, that's what you need to be concerned with. So I just want to throw that disclaimer out there. I mean, because I don't want somebody going, oh, they're all hot and they're all something wrong with them. No, that's if you're in the conditions for that, or you've had heavy braking or something with a big grade, then yeah, everything will want. So I just wanted to cut off for anybody who throws anything out there, just kind of head that off. But other than that, I'll go ahead and show you all the 8 days here on the Qualcomm. Then I'll kind of get out and show you the area here. So if you're ever on the Landstar board, and if you're here at Landstar, or come over and you see a load out of Culpeper, it's a nice little area back here to come in early and kind of relax for the day and quiet and all that. So here's my last 8 days. There was actually one more day, the 26th before this. I think I had like 470 miles or something, but it's already fallen off. And these were kind of split driving periods where I actually, started earlier, so I had a little bit of a second 11-hour period. So 27th, we did 912 miles and 12 hours 36 minutes. 500 to 340, 743. That was this one driving period, 10 hours. The 31st at 881. And that would have been a 10 hour, then probably I think about an hour and a half of my next driving period, my next 11 hours. Then at 400 there on the 1st, that was when I came back home. I was out there at the Iowa 80 and came back over to Ohio, and then I was basically home for 45 hours or so roughly, I think. Then left out today the 3rd at 1 a.m. It's been a long day, so I got down there at Manassas at about a little bit after 8 o'clock, and took a little while to unload all that stuff. It was like a big construction site. They didn't like me to get out of the truck or anything, so I was hoping to get some video there, but I got a little bit on my dash cam I might be able to take off, but it just kind of looks like a big power plant or something, that semiconductor or superconductor plant they're building down there. So it's pretty interesting, but it was pretty tight and everything, and everybody's kind of acting weird down here with the COVID stuff and all that, so I didn't really get to do the video that I wanted to do on that. But so that's kind of what we've been doing the last few days here since we talked last. And like I said, I want to give you guys a little tour of the area out here if you're ever down here or you want to take a load out here. And so it's pretty nice little area. So yeah, not a bad little area. They got a bunch of old trailers back here, little woods. Yeah, he said all these trailers back here are like abandoned, or they don't use them anymore. So I just kind of backed up over in here. But it's pretty hot down here today. I think it was close to 90. Like I said, where we live, we're not too far from Lake Erie, so I'm not kind of used to the humidity and that high heat. We usually get mid-80s is about it where I'm at. But not too bad down here. There's railroad tracks over here. Yeah, railroad tracks up there. big open lot. Just drop your trailer. The guy in there said just drop it anywhere, and mine's already ready up there in the driveway. So once I get up here early, probably get up here about 2:30, 3 o'clock to get out of here. But yeah, nice, pretty nice little area. Like I said, I'd recommend. They had a couple on the dispatch. They had a couple other truck stops in the area. That's up the, I guess it's US 15/29 that goes up through here, or 522. There's a little truck stop up there, but I'd recommend just coming down here. If you don't need anything, I mean, I carry all my own food and stuff, so I'm pretty well good to go. But a couple trains went by, not too much, but yeah, not a bad little area. So like I said, it kind of worked out pretty well with this load, and it's kind of a little icing on the cake and make for a pretty good, 7-8 days, or like I said, 2 days at home, so a week and a half basically. But so I'm gonna get with y'all this weekend on some other topics. Like I said, I'm gonna get that time management thing I've been promising done at home this weekend, and we got some stuff, some home finance stuff with the house and all that, and kind of going through this process of getting rid of that. And we're gonna be doing an addition on our other house, and I'm designing. I got like a CAD software, so I'm designing all that. I'm working on that right now, so probably do something on that, and we'll be doing most of the construction ourselves as well. So, so more to follow on that. Hope you all enjoy the videos. If you got any questions, feel free to post those. Getting quite a few comments. I try to stay on top of them. I'm going to try to start saving up some of the questions and comments and doing actual videos on them. But again, we thank everybody for the support. Please subscribe and hit the bell for the updates and all that. And again, thanks for watching. We appreciate it.